Hello guys and welcome to all those training to become Super Saiyans. This is Revolution. So on today's video we are going to be talking about who is the greatest martial arts master in the multiverse in Dragon Ball Super. Now I'm not talking about who is the strongest fighter, I'm talking about who gives the best training methods to their student. Obviously with the title of this video you know who I'm going to propose is the greatest master. But let's go into some more detail. Let's have this discussion. So what is the multiverse in the Dragon Ball verse? So as far as our understanding goes, as of the date of making this video, there are 12 universes in the multiverse. Now, Whis goes into detail about this in episode 28 of Dragon Ball Super. Now, a big misconception, basically that was triggered by bad subversions, was that there is a 13th universe. Well, actually what Whis says, and if you want to get an accurate sub for these episodes, go and subscribe to Crunchyroll, as they are the officially licensed subbers, if you can say that, for Dragon Ball Super. Anyway, what he actually says is that basically each twin universe adds up to the number 13. Obviously 6 and 7 are twin universes, that makes 13. 1 in 12 are twin universes, that makes 13, and so forth. So basically I'm talking about those 12 universes. Who is the greatest master within those 12 universes? What we also know is that those 12 universes reside on Zeno's squid-like creature. Now on this creature that withholds Zeno's mansion, it withholds pillars that withhold all 12 universes. We see this when Goku goes to visit Zeno. It is enormous, and I made a video that was basically centered around this image that we got to see, and I'll link it at the end of this video. But as you can see in the background of that picture, there seems to be other universes or galaxies, whatever they are in the background to Zeno's squid thing, which when you think about it leaves so many avenues open in the Dragon Ball verse for the future. Anyway, I diverse. Back to Whis being the greatest master. So in terms of the multiverse I'm talking about, it's those 12 universes. It's not considering Zeno's own private universe. That's an enormous universe. You could say it's a megaverse. I'm talking about simply the 12 macrocosms of universe 1 to universe 12. So that rules out the Daishinkan and obviously Zeno himself, and possibly his gods. We don't really know the origin to those gods, but you imagine they're probably from the other side, as Whis calls it. So it has been hinted at that Vados is stronger than Whis, but it was hinted at way back in the God of Destruction saga in the manga only. Now, back then, everybody was taking things from the manga and applying them to the anime. Obviously, after Goku used Kaioken times 10 in the anime against the legendary assassin Hit and then didn't use it in the manga, everybody started to realise that these are two completely different canonicities. So whether or not that information that Toyotaro put in the manga about Vados and Hit is from Toriyama himself remains to be seen, and we can't really apply it to the anime yet because it hasn't been stated in the anime. But what I'm trying to say is, just because you are stronger doesn't necessarily make you a better teacher or master. Now, another example of this is when Dende asks Goku to mentor Oob in the future, Goku says that he's no good at that kind of stuff. Now, obviously, Goku is a lot more powerful than Master Roshi and Tien, but they are both masters and they seem to do a very good job of it. Even King Kai is a lot weaker than Goku, and yet Goku is still using some of his moves to this day. In fact, everything that Goku learned on King Kai's planet in the Saiyan saga really propelled Goku to greatness, you could say. So we're in the Tournament of Power and we're about halfway through it now, and we kind of know who the strongest contestants are. There may be a reveal at the end that there is another powerful being, but we have the gist of it. We know that in Universe 6, Hit is incredibly strong. In Universe 7, we obviously have our heroes, Goku, Vegeta, 17, Frieza, and then obviously the other strong contestants are Toppo and Jiren. I can't believe I've actually just included Frieza in a list of heroes. Anyway, basically with Hit, he is an assassin. He's a 1,000-year-old assassin, and sure, he has a relationship with Vados, and they are in contact. But you don't get the impression his strength comes from Vados. You get the impression that his strength comes from his time skip and his ability to improve a spot. Then, obviously, with Universe 11, we see that Toppo is in line to be the next god of destruction. And he seemed to be matching Goku in his Super Saiyan Blue form. Well, if you actually asked me, when I watched that fight, I thought Goku was owning him. But Toppo revealed he had a new level of power. And whether he could have matched Goku breaking his limits, which would have been 20 times his Kaioken Blue form, remains to be seen. But at the end of Goku and Toppo's fight, when Toppo reveals that Jiren would be able to beat Goku to Amuth, it was clear that these gods or the angel did not know who Jiren was, or at least how powerful Jiren will be. So that indicates that the angel of that universe hasn't taught Jiren either. It's possible that they've taught Toppo, but if they knew how powerful Jiren was, at least before the tournament, they probably know how powerful he is now. He's in the tournament. But if they knew how powerful he was before the tournament, they wouldn't be having to ask Toppo these questions. Whereas with Universe 7, Whis has trained Goku and Vegeta. Now, Goku got a huge power hack from the Super Saiyan God ritual, but Vegeta actually went to Whis to learn how to utilize God Ki himself and is now as powerful as Goku. And you could make an argument he's more powerful in the Super Saiyan Blue form. But you can credit Vegeta's incredible power-up down to Whis' tutelage. Then you have to look at the Angels Gods of Destructions. Obviously, in Universe 6, Champa has basically become really fat because he hasn't trained in an extremely long time. He can barely walk a long distance without getting tired. This is physically. We know he has a lot of power in terms of his ki power. But he is incredibly out of shape, whereas Beerus, who even manages to sleep for incredibly long times, still seems to be in top condition. And in Dragon Ball Super Episode 28, when Goku asks Vados who is the strongest out of Beerus and Champa, she even remarks to Champa's condition, incurring Beerus would be the victor. And even when Champa asks for a martial arts match, Beerus laughs his head off at the prospect. Now, in terms of the power levels of the Gods of Destructions in the anime, we don't really have that much of a barometer to compare them. We've only seen the God of Destruction exhibition just before the Tournament of Power, but that included 3 Gods of Destructions from universes that weren't competing in the Tournament of Power. But in the manga, we see them all attack Beerus at once, and Beerus seems to be handling them all coming at him at the same time. Now, once again, this is from the manga, so you can't say it is concrete evidence for the anime. But once again, I've said it many times on my channel, Toyotaro and Toei both take bullet points from Toriyama, and these are the main plot points of that saga, and they have the same ending. Now, how Toyotaro and Toei get to that ending is by using different plot devices. That's why we're seeing a split in the continuity between them. But you can make a few correlations. Now, I'm not saying this is a definite correlation, but to say Beerus is the strongest God of Destruction by making such a big deal out of Beerus taking on all the other Gods of Destruction, you do get the impression that maybe that might have come from Toriyama himself. Now, I accept that's just my speculation, but there is nothing that basically debunks it in the anime. So, to support my claim that Whis is the greatest master in the multiverse, Whis has trained 2 of the strongest mortals in the whole multiverse, as well as one of the strongest Gods of Destruction, if not the strongest God of Destruction, in the multiverse. So in terms of Goku and Vegeta, we've seen Whis train them in some pretty intense ways. We've seen when they first arrived on the planet, well, at least Goku, extremely heavy weights whilst racing round the planet whilst the floor beneath them disappears. So basically they would die if they fell. We've seen them have to wear training suits that have a higher gravity pull than even Bulma's new artificial gravity chamber. We've seen him send Goku and Vegeta into his staff in what appears to be a different dimension, very similar to that of the time chamber on Earth. In this dimension, they are forced to learn how to adapt to God Ki because they are surrounded by it, reinforcing his very message to Goku and Vegeta to keep their ki within their body to give them greater control and less ki leakage, which is basically what has led Goku to stack Kaioken on top of his blue form. He fully understands Goku's and Vegeta's weaknesses, and He also allowed Goku to hire an assassin on himself because he knew it would be for the good of Goku's development. And of course, he's employed the age-old technique of house training to help Goku and Vegeta with their discipline. So this is why Whis is the greatest master in not just the universe, but the multiverse. So obviously this is just a context video with me giving an opinion based on some foundation from the show itself. Take it with a pinch of salt because down the line Toriyama could write it out whenever he wants to. It's important to understand that. Now, I do a lot of speculation videos as well as theories, but I also do factual videos. I've got a video coming next week called Dragon Ball Omniverse Explained. It's going to be a very in-depth factual video about the Dragon Ball verse. So keep an eye on your notifications for that. And if you haven't subscribed, guys, make sure you subscribe so you do get notified when that video drops. If you like my videos, make sure you smash that like button with a big bang attack. And remember one very important final message. If you stay calm in any vexing situation, you will never, ever become a Super Saiyan. Make sure you click that subscribe button to make sure you get all my latest content straight to your account as soon as it's released. And here are some more videos from my library, which I'm sure you will all enjoy.